workshop, The Spirit of Inventing. Our speaker will be sharing this inspirational journey from pilot to inventor. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Teng.
Okay, so the AV guys are trying to get the display up. I think just now, the folks already more or less interacted with me. Just a quick introduction. My name is Kiwi Lah, so I was in the Air Force for 20 years. So I only left about 5-6 years ago. So like some of the, just now you see in the beginning, like Dr. Neil, you see some of the staff members are actually my ex-colleague. So right now, after kind of I left the Air Force, I started this company called LionsForge. For those who've seen the laser cutter just now that was in display, it was made by ASA. You saw that? Okay, so for the presentation that we are still trying to troubleshoot, what we are trying to do is actually show you the entire journey. Why we are doing this, why we build this laser cutter so special, why we choose laser cutter in the first place. So later there will be a lot of videos, a lot of pictures, let you see. You'll be surprised the journey from ex-Air Force. I think.
Hello.
Okay, now too loud. Okay, so so by the way, in the 20 years in the Air Force, I was flying the F-16. So with the pilot community, so it's a small, kind of small group of people. Importantly here is that why do I even left my job and then come to this. So what we are trying to do is really helping Singaporean to innovate, helping Singaporean to invent. So later, I will show you what are the problems that I feel Singaporeans feel that they cannot do in their HDB flat, and then why we design our machine like that. All right, the slide is up. Okay, so just what I'm doing. Okay, so again going back a bit, so I was from MSPD, so that was my last position. Before that, I was in the fighter the whole of my life. The MSPD is Future System Technology Directorate, so it means my last job was talking about how the future war is fought, and then what kind of technology is needed to bring us to fight the future war. So it's also that's basically my job. So I realized that we have more immediate problems that need to address. That is, rather than fighting a war that have not existed yet. So I decided to kind of left the force and then started a company with two agendas. One agenda is to create a product that can help and empower Singaporeans to invent, right? The second objective, which I'm going to share a bit more, is a social experiment. Very funny, right? So when you quit, you come out, you want to start a business to make money, right? But for me, I quit to come out as a social experiment. Because in my whole, although I'm mechanical engineering trained, but after 20 years in the SAF, more or less, I'll throw back again. So which means when I started the company or building a new product, I'm actually not even an engineer. So I'm not an engineer, I wasn't a businessman, I have no know-how in laser or whatsoever, and yet I still decided to take on this journey. So more importantly is to answer one question, which is highlighted in blue. So what I'm trying to find out is, what does it take for average Singaporean to bring a made in Singapore product out in the global market space, right? Because sometimes back in 2015, I mean for young guys, you may not remember. So what triggered was that
the government was big time promoting this smart nation and then encouraging entrepreneurship and innovation like so at the back of my mind, I know that small country like Singapore, we definitely need that. But the environment that's created for Singaporeans wasn't that ideal because we don't have space, right? So we come to the next slide. So, maybe fun fact, maybe you already know. So just look at all these big companies, whether it's HP, Disney, Harvey, Davidson, Google, Amazon, Apple, they all got one common beginning, right? They all started off with a garage. So can I show a hand? Who have a garage in Singapore? Please show a hand. Don't have. Oh, go on. Oh, okay, someone keep raise a hand. Go.
Not Singapore, not Singapore.
It's okay. It also shows that having a garage is not so common, right? Not just Singapore problem. So, I mean, again, is because the reason why I go through this slide is a bit tailored for the motivation was as a Singaporean background. So the inevitable problem that Singapore has is more than 80% in HDB, right? Then not to mention that the other 20% doesn't mean they're land in landed property, no? It can be condominium. So it means the only majority of Singaporeans basically in a better word, all live in apartment now. And guess what? The size of these apartments are getting smaller and smaller. So my question to you is this: how many of you actually tried using your own HDB room and tried to invent something from your room? Can I have a show of hands? Right, good. Okay, everybody's trying. Right, so later we'll come back and share a bit of my invention. Okay, so for me, I try to take it a bit more serious because back then, 2015, I'm still in the force. I only left the force if you pay attention to just now the picture. You can see the date written down there. I only left in 2017 August, right? August 2017. So in 2015, once I kind of realized that I need to do something as a civil servant, I decided to learn and pick up skills myself. So you can see in a small HDB room, so my bed is my work table. So you can see that some reminiscence of the design of the crowd laser that you saw in this color. All these are done in my own room, you know. So I have to kind of use make do the shelf as my work table. So I actually forcing myself to work within one HDB room, and I sleep inside that one. I'll not say that I have one study room that I do. So I force myself to do everything in just one HDB room. So you can see the amount of mess that's going on. More picture. So this is a rack. In fact, behind the rack is my bed. So right behind the rack. So these are 3D printers. So at the very early 2015 stage, if I had no clue how to make like at the point of time, I think even wiring, the live neutral ground also don't know which wire is which wire. So I electrocuted myself a lot of times. So just to let you know. So what you see here are very ghetto DIY 3D printers, right? That I did myself. So I started off building 3D printer and then developed the competency and understanding the technology. So I think I'll just see whether I can run the video just to show you that treat the very rudimentary makeup of recycled material 3D printer. Show you. So you can see it's a fully operational 3D printer. So it doesn't look like much, but it works. So if you pay attention, a lot of the parts are actually using your household parts like your drawer, rails, some of the so-called the lead screw. It's not lead screw, it's just bolt nuts, right? Using your M8 bolt. So it's fully functional, so very DIY. So why am I doing this? Because I'm trying to experiment a concept. Is that if you look to your right, I try to build my own 3D printer And then I use this 3D printer, which is right now, building another 3D printer, right? So once I got two 3D printer, one 3D printer can upgrade the first one, right? So I have one ecosystem down there. So as I improve my 3D printer enough, I'll build a laser cutter, which I'll show you later. So once I got a laser cutter, I can now build even bigger 3D printer, and then so on and so forth. So it's like an iterative ecosystem that's growing, right? So all this happening in your small HDPU. Alright, so if you also same thing just like in the rack, you saw two 3D printer. Right below the 3D printer is my DIY like laser cutter. Right, I will play and show you that it is a functional laser cutter. So again, this is all inside a HDPU. Right, you can see on the right side. For those just now was kind of with me at the laser cutter, you more or less can see like how the laser cutter works inside. So this will show you at the very beginning, like generation 1 laser cutter, that's how it's created. You can see it's super DIY, right? So this is still in 2015. So if you recall just now, I keep mentioning about iteration process, right? Is that so those are generation 1, so-called 3D printer generation 1 laser cutter. So this is generation 2. So this is about 2016. So 1 year of experimenting with building my own machine. I start to build better machine, right, to help myself. So this is what I call the desktop manufacturing system that I kind of built in my own room that consists of laser cutter, 3D printer, vacuum forming, and CNC router, right? All in one machine. It's called the DMS, so you can see from the picture on the right. So just like you saw the 3D printer movement right now, you see the upgraded one. Right? So same thing, 3D printer, but it's more upgraded, more refined, and it's becoming a kind of all-in-one machine. You can see that the machine is also combined together with the laser cutter, and combined together with vacuum former and so on and so forth. You can see on the right side, so it's also a laser cutter. So at this point in 2016, I'm still kind of how put it, using myself to experiment, really pushing the limit of what you can do as one person inside your own small little space, like your HDPU. Obviously, when I do this, I'm not doing this for myself. As I do this, I will always go out to back then there's Maker Fair. I will just go out to the workshop, sharing as much as I can, right? Even dragging out all my invention, so to speak, to share with children like yourself and for youth. So these are some of the pictures of probably 2016, 2015, 2016 maybe. Right, so you can see I drag out the big machine, put down there, right, my desktop manufacturing system. This was 2016 SUTD. That was the first Maker Fair that was done in SUTD, right? Okay, so I made arcade machine just to get the kids like happy and play. And then it started open house. We were there to kind of like again engaging general public on encouraging innovation, encouraging making, right? The terms then were called making, so the maker culture, right? To encourage a lot of people to kind of use your hand, make something, invent something. So even back then, National Design Center, there was this OMG, Makerspace. So you can see down there, they also invite, so kind of friends who just came down, share with the general public. So that was the heydays of the maker culture. So right now here, I already kind of teach people, hey, this is how laser cutter works, this is how you build laser cutter. So whatever knowledge I have, I always want to share, right? Because my real motivation is to promote citizen innovation. So again, this is back in 2016. So along the way, I think some students, I believe, as I was mentoring one batch of SUTD students, somebody approached me and said that, so we can keep on inventing, but at what point do you take it seriously, right? So you can do it as a hobby, like masa, you just like play lah, and then what? So that is one question I was asked. So I decided that, okay, good, what he says is correct, and that triggered me to kind of set myself a target that, okay, I need to prove that just by going through that process, you're not an engineer, but the process of being competent at building something, and then decided to take it to a business, right? So I try to take it seriously. And at the same time, if you recall, I was still experimenting on this concept of creating a machine that works in the HDB room, right? So why don't I convert that into a professional product? So as you can see down here, so obviously for the Mark 1, which I use it for demonstration, I go to Mark 2, version 2, right? So I go to version 3, version 4. So before, along the way, I start to get more and more serious until we come to Mark 6, and we decided, okay, maybe I should really walk the talk now. Or I can't just be telling people, I can't go around promoting entrepreneurship and asking people to be inventor. Well, I'm just having secure jobs. They're just talking money. So I don't want to do that. So what happened? After the Mark 6, I decided to take a plunge, take it serious, and then quit. So that's August 2017. So after all the iteration, this is Mark 7, right? So you can see that it takes a lot of iteration for your final product. So even Mark 7 is not even the final version, right? So in fact, the version you saw outside just now was actually Mark 9, right? That is the production prototype, right? That we use it for the Kickstarter. So right now it's just functional prototype, but you still need to go to production prototype, right? So you can see the parts that's inside the machine become all more professional. So this was 2017, 2018, coming 2018 already. So at this point I still remember the date was in January 2018, right? Just right after Chinese New Year, right? That we received our parts. So because I already quit my job, I need to start a company. So I need to quickly raise money already, right? So we decided to do crowdfunding. So give ourselves 6 months, right? So quit the job, come up 6 months, do crowdfunding. So that is how crazy the timeline is. Because we need to ultimately create a product and send to people, right? So you can see we need to send a machine to proper certification. So these are test lab, right? UL is an underwriter laboratory because we are putting our product on Kickstarter, Indiegogo. So these are US companies, so we need to meet international safety standard. So even like if you look on the right, after all the tests, and remember this is the first time I'm doing this, and I'm not even so each time we do a test, it will cost us $38. If you fail the test, you come back again, you pay another $38. So that's how it works out. So maybe we are too brave, or we are too stupid, or too ignorant. Either way, we managed to pass the first time round, right? So right now our machine is FCC and UL certified. So you can see that a very cool, nice lab, right? Like the X-Men kind of lab. So that is the FCC testing lab, right? So you test make sure that your machine doesn't really, what you call the electromagnetic interference, which is actually a very expensive test. Okay, so after doing all the testing, which means that 6 months countdown, 4 months gone already, just by doing all the engineering, which is a lot of work. Now we need to start to do the campaign. So we haven't done filming now, so let's start. So you can see that we bring the machine, go to the studio, taking very nice pictures. So at this point, maybe some of the parts is still not even working. So we still in the midst of troubleshooting, right? But we are just trying our luck, so to speak. So you can see it's extremely crazy. So I just asked a question. So for your pitch for your invention competition, how long does it take you? No, as in how you come up with the whole thing. Right? How long does it you think come up with the whole thing from a problem all the way until present the problem, right? And presenting the solution. Right? Haven't come up with the product yet, no? Just presenting. So what we did here is that we took us from January, right after Chinese New Year, because parts we actually fly down to China and we have to design and produce the parts from there. So only after Chinese New Year they give it to us. But I always remind myself, so if I'm under pressure, I think this person is even worse. Right? So you think you're under pressure, just imagine you're the person on the keyboard. So it's still not so bad, huh? Okay, so anyway, we did it. So in July 2018, we managed to launch our product on Indiegogo, and the campaign was 1 month. We managed to get fully funded, and that's how we start this company, right? The thing with crowdfunding is that it's not so easy, because even you get the money, you cannot make more money from that. Meaning that the moment the money is, you've taken the money, you must use that money to produce the product really. So until everybody who supported you receive the machine, you are not allowed to sell, right? Let's say you got 2 machines, all should go to your supporter. You cannot be selling your machine and not give to the supporter. So it took us 1 year to set up a production line, make sure that all our supporters managed to have the machine, meaning only in August 2019, right, which is exactly 1 year later, then we can start to sell the machine. And then in between, for things that cannot be tested by them, we test ourselves. So we tried to make the machine super portable, right, because it's meant for HDB, so it's portable, compact, super safe. So we went to Berlin, we go to Thailand, and everywhere else just to test the machine, right, as you can see. So we bring it to all the open source event that I can go. So the machine is like luggage, as you can see. So 2019, 2023 is basically where we now, so we already send our products to supporters. Now we can do our proper business really, so the market properly, sell properly, and so forth. And guess what? COVID. Right? Very quickly, COVID came along. So we had, that being said, in that so-called 6 months of till now, after we have a few years of COVID and so forth. That being said, the crowd-raiser has been doing quite well. So in fact, a lot of schools, I try to squeeze as much as I can in the slide, but there's just so much I can squeeze inside. So far, we have about 250, 60 machines in circulation in Singapore, of which 60% are home-based business, then the other 40% is institution, from Ministry of Education to Ministry of Home Affairs, to university, so forth, and international schools. Basically, you walk around, majority of the schools should have a machine already. So, as inventor, we never, my mindset, because I started off more like a social experiment. So as we go along doing the business, the mind is that we don't forget about serving the using our brain, right? And also for yourself, using your creativeness to help the community along your entire journey. So what we do in 2020, right? When COVID hit us, when Singapore is running out of masks, running out of face shield, and so on and so forth, right? So I decided to use my laser cutter to invent a face shield making jig that we can distribute to volunteers to massively produce face shields for our frontline workers. So we were even covered in the newspaper. So we managed to gather about more than 100 volunteers. We passed them the jig and the material, and then they are made. We are able to produce more than 10,000 face shields. So we even have, I think it's Northbrooks, right? Schools that are helping us, getting their kids helping us to distribute. And in addition, we also have this project. So just now, for those who are at my booth, you see a lot of toys, right? I think so. That's what I meant. I think so. We make a lot of toys, not to sell. So every year, we will have this project called Little Hand Big Heart, and in which we will help ask special needs children to draw what they want for Christmas, and then we'll make the toy for them. Right, so and this project is ongoing every year. So it started off, we do it in during COVID times, and it was so popular that we just keep doing it now. So right now we have one more that's ongoing. So in this project, I think throughout the 3 years, we have more than 300 volunteers, right, helping out to make toys, and I will also be teaching them how to use the laser cutter. Right, so in total, we made more than like 500 toys, all customized toys, right, for the special needs children. All right, so after talking so much, what's the takeaway, right? I will spend more time on the Q&A later. So let's just kind of summarize what are the key things that I'd like to share with you using this story that I'm sharing. So the points I try to drive across is that you must always take the first step. So you can see that I have to quit my job, and despite I don't know anything, I still need to do it, right? But the idea here is that if you never take a first step at all, and you just have so much fear, just remember the probability of success is 0 if you don't even bother to take the first step. And what I learned so far is that just because you don't have knowledge, right, doesn't mean that you cannot achieve your goal, right? I think more importantly here is that you must have the will. The will means that there must be what is your passion? Why you want to do it? Why question? Why you are doing this? So if you have a very strong reason of why you need to do certain things, invent certain things, don't worry, you'll get there, because you will go and find all the knowledge you need if you have it. On the other hand, you are the smartest person in this room, but you don't care, then you will never invent anything anyway, right? I think this is a slide a bit complicated, but what I'm really trying to show you is that you look at the slides, basically there's a mountain, so below is uncertainties that you can control, meaning you can control how you can innovate, you can control how you be resourceful, right? You can control how much you care. This part you can control, right? By having these three things, so if you can have all these three things at your fingertips, then it doesn't really matter uncertainty hit you, because you are ready to adapt. That's the key word, it's adaptation. Because a problem comes, you solve it, right? So it doesn't really matter. But we always ask ourselves or tell ourselves, uncertainty is like bad thing. Example, COVID-19, nobody planned for it, right? So it happens. So that's bad. Climate change, which is a big thing now. Next thing here is the economy is like going south, right? So, but remember, uncertainties also provide new opportunities, right? Uncertainty also give you new possibilities. So if you don't, like I said, so if you don't prepare yourself, right, to be willing to go out and challenge uncertainties, you not only you so-called like, oh, I don't get myself in danger, but at the same time, you will not be, right, taking on new opportunities or new possibilities. Okay, last but not least, as an inventor, right, you must always have fun. No? So while doing all this, so guess what? I will always build some funny stuff just to keep people entertained. Huh? So that's why when Maker Fair was still around, I always, every single year, I'll make something just to engage the crowd so that they get interested in the invention. Right? So, and in addition, the whole process is fun. So building robots that children can ride on. Right? So this is, I think, 2018. So remember, 2018, I'm still like stressing. You remember the picture of the North Korean, that picture? Right? Things are like rushing, and I'm still doing this. So you can imagine. So you need to de-stress, right? De-stress. So you as an inventor, the best way to de-stress is you build more fun stuff. That's my, as an inventor, that's my de-stress. Alright, then that's all I have. Any questions? So don't be shy, Just now, remember, outside, a lot of kids is asking me a lot of questions. I say, keep your question here. Okay, speak. I can hear you, No need mic. And just now with me, you're not so shy one. It's okay, it's the same as, I'm the same person as just now. Just ask me any question. Come on, any question? I mean, we have a wide mix of age group here, so there'll be like some young kids, right? And there'll be more youth. So for the youth side, any question like you want to ask? If you are more interested in the kind of money talks, then I can also guide you to like where you can run and support. Right, anybody? Hey, don't be shy one, it's okay one. Right? Again, I'm just coming from a very average Singaporean down here, right? I'm not so special or anything. Right? If you want to know more about the engineering challenge, right? What engineering challenge I have, or whatsoever, please ask. Yes.
Hi, sir. So I arrived a bit late to the talk, so I just wanted to ask if the price of the laser printer was mentioned, and if we're interested in purchasing one, where could we find it?
Oh, you can go to our website. We price it around about 5,500 thereabout.
Sorry, may you repeat?
5,500. Yeah, then you can go to our website. So we try to keep the price low. I think one of the questions the kid was asking, why do we price it so low? That was the question. So if you recall, what the beginning, the genesis of LionsForge, we are trying to empower HDB household. So it makes no sense if you sell it expensive.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yep, right. Okay. Again? No, I can just speak louder. Okay, yes.
Quick admission, how long does it take
To build, to assemble one machine, it will take about 2 days.
Oh, 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah, just one more question. Anybody? Say again. What is the?
Commercial price.
How? I just say what?
Commercial price.
Other reader, it can range from 8,000 to 16,000. I just say that. I didn't know the price for Singaporean. No, I think the key thing here is, okay, let's say I rephrase your question. How do I able, so the question is not why, the question is how, right? How, So what I did is that, because I'm used to operating in very small environment, right? So I did not waste money on real estate. So let's say my office or whatever, I'll be super highly optimized because I can work in a small HDB room. Why do I need to buy a big office when doing and waste my money down there? Okay, remember, real estate is waste money, right? So when you rather use it from a business standpoint, it's more productive. Two is that because I can build all the tools, so I don't buy any tools. I build all the tools myself. Right? So a lot of things is very self-sufficient. That as a result, we actually lower the cost, right? And then instead of convert to profit, we pass the savings to our customer. Alright? Any other things? So that's all I have. I'll be here. So for those that are interested, don't be shy. I can share a bit more on what I have, right?
Okay, guys, let's give another round of applause to Mr. Kiwi. Kiwi is no stranger to innovating, having produced the world's only portable Class 1 safe 40W laser cutter, the Craft Laser. This innovation won the EduTech 2019 Best STEAM Solution. To show our appreciation for Mr. Kiwi, let's invite Nurifa Elena to present an artwork made by students from PCF Sparkle Tots, UNOS Block 629. Oh, she's not here. It's okay?
Yeah, it's
Okay. Thank you all for joining this workshop. We'll see you tomorrow at the award ceremony.